Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at the Vermibag Max. Now, it's been 31 days since my last update, which is a day longer than the max I've been trying to hold, which is 30 days, but it is what it is. We're going to continue moving on. We're going to do another large feeding of 7 pounds, 4 ounces of food. We're also going to add in some corn husks, and maybe also I think I might add in some pine shavings into the system along with the cardboard that we're going to add. And eventually I am going to have to do a harvest on this system. I am starting to dig some holes in my yard and really add this to the soil, like underneath the dirt that's there, the dead dirt that's there, and try to create soil by adding this compost to my yard. So with that, let's take a look at the system. Let's see how it's doing, and let's get some more food in there. All right, here we are at the Vermibag Max. Let's go ahead and open this up. And I'm not seeing any fruit flies so far. This needs to be refreshed, it looks like a little bit. It's a little sludgy in there. This is what I use to capture those fruit flies. And quite a bit in there. Now, you can see this gray material on top here. These are, I believe, dead springtails. They kind of get up to the surface here, they dry out, and they die in this material. And you can see they just shake right off into there, and then we can let the worms work on them. So a lot of worms here on the surface, tons of springtails too. I mean, look at this. I mean, you can see them on there. Hopefully that's focusing, but there is a ton of springtails on here, which is fine. Springtails are a part of the natural process for breaking down things. And you can stay in your worm bin. They're not going to hurt anything. It's just interesting that a whole bunch of them climbed up on top and died on the surface, but that's okay. Got some worms already on the surface here, and you can see they've really worked at the center section here. Let's just look at this. You can just see how well they're working on this material here. They're really doing a great job in this system. It's doing pretty well. We're a couple inches below the surface, maybe 3 to 4. Let's just go ahead and start checking out this back section here. We can zoom in maybe a little bit there. And let's just see how this is going. You can just see, there's tons of worms in this system. They're doing really, really good in here. This is the best time of year for them. Gets a little bit more of the, with the mesh netting and the summertime air, it kind of warms up in here. This corn on the cob here is very soft. That's ready to be broken down. No food in here really to speak of that's like soft foods, like coffee grounds or anything like that, it looks like so far. There's a banana peel stem. These do take a while to break down. They're very woody. Looks like the shell of an avocado seed. Those are things that take a while to break down. Those are not things that break down fast. So we've got a mango pit right here. Again, those take a while to break down, but looks like it's been opened up. These typically aren't open when I put them in. You can see, I think in there, you can see some springtails and stuff working their way through. They're hoping to break that down. Avocado shell. So nothing major in here, nothing surprising. Kind of compacted a little bit, but overall, that side looks pretty good. Let's move this over now. There's just a ton of worms here on top. And it looks like they're moving through this bedding material too. So all right, over here, we've got this gray section. It looks like this is coffee grounds maybe that aren't fully broken down. Maybe it dried out a little bit. Looks a little dry in this corner over here. But you can just see it. There's just so many worms in this system. Really, they're all through this top section. It looks absolutely fantastic. They're working through all the food in here as far as I could tell. It's just all gone. And you can see there's just a massive load of worms here on the surface. In fact, we'll zoom in just a little bit more. But you can see right over here, it's just loaded. Let's just dig down a little bit more. Flip it over. You can still see them. There's just tons and tons of worms in here. They're looking really good. Let's just check the center section where we had a lot of activity just in the center of the system. And look at this. It's loaded. So this is a great system. It's doing incredibly well. No fruit flies. We have the no fungus gnats or anything like that in here. I do add my BTI mix whenever I add stuff up. Here we go. This looks like, this is that same coffee grounds, I think, from the other side. Kind of dried out a little bit. Happens. All right, let's go ahead and cover this back up, though. We're going to go ahead and get ready to add some more material to this. This system needs some food. These worms have worked through all the easy stuff. They're looking for more. And they're going to start digging at that cardboard too. I will have to refresh that trap at some point. But first off, what we're going to do is we're going to add in a little bit of our pine shavings here. Probably hard to see right now. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that on top. We're just going to add this light layer here. You know, I believe in kind of mixing up some of the bedding materials at times. So add some pine shavings, and then the other thing we're going to add here, and I went to add this to my other bin before, but when I took it out, it was covered in fruit flies and stuff, and that is these corn husks here. Now I did freeze them, which somebody else mentioned in the comments, and I thought about after I'd already turned off the camera, but these have been frozen, so that should have killed any of the fungus gnats on them, hopefully. And now what we're going to add is our food. Now we've got a lot of food for this. I'm just going to back this camera up a little. Oops, wrong way. Back it up a little bit so we get the entire system in here. But we're going to break down these husks in here. And I'm not going to add any corn cob this time, although I do have some that are frozen. But we're going to go ahead and add our food. We've got 7 pounds, 4 ounces of food. So let me break that up a little bit. There we go. Got a whole bunch of blueberries in this one this time. So there was a lot of blueberries. We bought an entire pack that went bad, essentially, or I don't know if it went bad or tasted bad for this one. We've had a couple that have tasted really, really bad, like unedible bad. Normally we're massive blueberry fans, but there was a couple of them that just really, they tasted unedible, like something was wrong with the blueberries. I don't know if they were picked too early or whatnot. We've got lots of blueberries in here. We've got coffee grounds. We've got tea grounds. We've got banana peels. We've got some Brussels sprout pieces. So we've got a lot of food that's going to be going in this system. I'm just trying to break these apart a little bit more. This is all frozen, by the way, to prevent fruit flies as well. That's what I do to all my stuff. So we're just breaking apart these stems while they're frozen. It's easier to break them apart than when they are thawed. Let's open that up a little bit. We've got an avocado shell right here. Now it looks like a little bit more food because of the husks that we added, which are more of a bedding type material than really a nitrogen-based food material. And bedding is eaten by the worms, of course, as everyone hopefully knows. Or if you're not, if you're new to worm composting, they will eat the bedding material that I've added. You know, with that pine shavings, they'll eventually work through those as well. I'm just breaking apart these avocado shells, trying to break this as much as I can. So these are things that are probably the hardest parts to break, is these coffee grounds right there. But this one is actually, a lot of this stuff in here is pretty easy to break apart, which is nice. Helps it break down a little bit more. You get more surface area, the more things are broken. I probably should break out my shredder again at some point, that 3D printed shredder that I had, and try that again. It just takes a long time to set up and go through stuff. So there we go, another avocado shell, and then looks like this is an avocado as well. It's got stuff in it, so I can't break it apart really. All right, there's one batch. We've got another batch though to add in here. As I said, 7 pounds, 4 ounces. This time, let's see what we've got in here. All right. This is also a good one. We're getting a lot of greens in this one. Some of these green vegetables. It's good to have a mix of stuff. This is asparagus, the ends of them, and we got some lettuce in there. More banana peels, which isn't surprising with my household. Some strawberries. It looks like, oh, those are peppers right there, I think. Got some strawberry right here that went bad. More lettuce. More banana. Slow down a little bit on the banana, but we go through spurts of different types of fruits and veggies. I was wondering what this pink stuff is. That is actually a lemon tea, I think. One of the many teas that we've had. Yeah, that's the lemonade type tea, lemon raspberry tea that we have. So that's what that is. And look at this, lots of banana peels in here, and there's more pepper, some more these are strawberry tops. Let's break this apart a little bit more. We're almost there. And I'll be able to get in our crushed crab and eggshell mix. Although I don't know if I'm going to be adding crab to that very soon with how high the prices are. It'll probably just eventually just be eggshells. All right. This is a big feeding for this system, but I think that these worms can take it. As you can see that they were ravenous on the surface. We've got the pepper plant right here. This is probably going to actually produce some plants in here. So we'll throw that sort of in the middle. It might heat up a little bit, maybe kill those seeds. Or at least the weight of the system maybe will kind of prevent it from sprouting too much. Not that I mind. I plow those little seeds right back under, or the little plants that pop up from those seeds, and plow them right back into the system. There we go. And whew, this is a big feeding though. So, all right. Actually, we'll leave some of those coffee grounds here. Move some of these tea grounds out there. All right, I think we got everything sort of mixed up a little bit there. Broken up a little bit. Time to add some of our egg and crab shell. I'm going to put on my mask. Highly recommend you do the same, that you wear a mask when you're using these things. You don't want to get this stuff in your lungs. You can see when I haven't opened it up, there's a little dust cloud that comes off. All right, here we go. Very generous amount of shells in here. Kind of helps balance the pH, but also, especially with this lemon stuff that's in here, or the, you know, just gives them some grit. There we go. Nice generous helping of that. And now we're going to add in our last layer here of cardboard. So I've got some cardboard that's pre-soaked here. There's going to be some water that comes out of the container when I dump it, but you know, nice big container of cardboard. I can feel that there's a whole bunch of water in here as well. Some of the cardboard isn't quite as well soaked as the other stuff, but that's okay. There we go. And I will, just like the other system, I do need to do a harvest of this, and with the fact that I'm really starting to get better about making those holes, I will have to harvest this and add this material to my soil outside as I try to build up some actual decent soil in my yard. And this is getting to that point where it's really almost, you know, right now it's pretty much to the top. It's going to shrink down, which means that the bottom is going to be very compacted. But that's okay. We'll give the system a big hug. That'll help work that compaction out and get the stuff out through the bottom. So there we go. There's our cardboard. Looks like everything's covered pretty well in here. Maybe a couple little gaps here and there, but that's okay. Because in this system, what we also do is we do add this piece of plastic in here. And I do this in this system because of this mesh top, to keep it moist on the top. Otherwise, the worms can't get anywhere. I'm going to put the trap back in. I'll refresh it later. Don't need to do it right at this moment. And there we go. This system is ready to go back for another 30 days or so. Maybe I'll try to get to it a little bit sooner. I've been trying to lower these down to about 14 days. But, you know, if it's 30 days or 31 days, that's okay as well. I'm dumping in almost a week's worth of food, or 2 weeks worth of food in here. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.